My beloved child. It's the quiet kind of ache, isn't it? The way your heart both smiles and breaks at the same time. You look at the photos, birthdays, holidays, ordinary days made extraordinary just by being together. Everyone is smiling. You're smiling too. And in that frozen moment, love feels whole. But then you set the frame back down. And the room is quiet again. Too quiet. And that's when the tears come, not because the photos lie, but because they remind you of what's no longer here. You walk past the shelves, dusting gently around the edges of the frames. A picture of your children as toddlers, mouths wide in laughter. Another of your spouse, eyes crinkled with joy. And you smile, because those moments were real, and they were good. But as you sit down, maybe with a cup of tea, maybe with nothing but your breath, you realize you've been staring at a wall of memories, while the present feels so empty. No footsteps, no questions, no voices calling, Mom? Or Dad? Or can you help me with this? Just the soft hum of the refrigerator. And the weight of a silence that doesn't leave. And I see it all. I see how you try to be grateful, and you are. You thank me for those years. You thank me for your family. You look at those photos and say, thank you, God, for letting me live this life. But underneath, I also see the quiet question you're afraid to voice, what now? Lord, what do I do with this quiet? With this ache that comes when the door stays closed, and no one is coming over for dinner, or to tell me about their day? Am I still part of something? Or have I become a story left on the shelf? My child, the joy you remember is real. And so is the ache. And I hold both with you. I was there in the moments those photos captured, smiling with you, delighting in your love. And I am here now, in the silence that remains. The pictures are not the past. They are a testimony, a reminder not just of what was, but of who you are. And while others may no longer fill this room, I do. What if this silence isn't the end of something, but the beginning of something deeper? What if the space left behind by others isn't empty, but waiting? Waiting not to be filled with noise, but with presence. My presence. What if every memory you carry is not meant to trap you in the past, but to guide you into a sacred kind of remembering? One that leads to communion with me? So let me ask you, what do you believe the silence means? Do you think it means you're no longer needed? No longer known? No longer seen? Or could it be that I have drawn the world back just far enough, so that you can finally see how close I've come today? Choose one photo. Don't rush. Let yourself look at it slowly. Let the memory speak. Then whisper to me what that day meant to you. Share it like you would with an old friend. Say, Lord, this was a good day. Do you remember it? And let me answer, yes, I do. I was there. Let that shared remembering become your prayer. Let it sanctify the silence, because I am not only the God of the past you cherish, I am the God of the moment you're living right now. And though the room may feel still, my love is moving, even now. My beloved child, you remember so much, sometimes more than you wish you did. You hold whole decades in your heart. Not just events, but voices. glances, smells, laughter. You remember who liked their toast a little burned, who always left their shoes by the door, who used to sing in the shower without realizing you could hear them. You remember the weight of their head on your shoulder, the way their hand fit in yours. But what breaks your heart is not just that those moments have passed, it's that no one talks about them anymore. You bring up a memory, something sweet, something small, and someone quickly changes the subject. Or they nod, politely but distracted, already thinking of something else. You mention a name, a date, a familiar place, and their eyes glaze. They don't remember. Or worse, they remember but no longer want to go back there with you. And so, slowly, you stop bringing it up. You carry the stories alone. But your heart whispers, if I don't keep these memories alive, who will? And I whisper back, I will. I was there. In every one of those moments. I watched the cake fall in the oven and the family laugh anyway. I heard a song on the radio the day you got the call. I saw the first steps, the last hugs, the in-between moments that no camera ever caught. You are not the only one who remembers. I remember too, because I'm not just the God of history. I'm the God of your history. What they forget, I still carry. What they move on from, I preserve. Not in fading pixels or brittle albums, but in my heart. In my eternal memory. Your life is not being erased. It is being honored. Day by day. In my keeping. So let me ask you something. Why do you measure the meaning of your memories by whether people still talk about them? What if their silence isn't a dismissal, but simply an invitation for you to tell the stories again? To me? What if the value of a memory is not in how many remember it, but in who it was shared with today? Take a moment. Pull out a photo, or close your eyes and see it in your mind. Then speak it aloud. Tell me the whole thing. Not like a report. Like a story. Tell me what happened. What you felt. What you still hold on to. And after you speak, be still. Let my spirit whisper back, yes. I remember that day. It mattered. It still matters, because nothing is lost in me. Nothing beautiful is ever forgotten. And the stories you thought were fading? I'm still telling them in the heavens. I'm still cherishing them, because they are part of you. And you are part of me. My beloved child. You smile so well now. It's become a part of your rhythm, a small lift of the lips. A gentle nod. A bright sound that says, I'm fine. And sometimes, you are. But often, that smile is more for them than it is for you. It's your gift to the world, your way of keeping the peace. Not drawing attention. Not making anyone uncomfortable. You've learned how to show strength. How to brighten a room. And no one suspects that after the house grows quiet, and the lights are dimmed, and the laughter fades, you sit alone with the ache you didn't name. There's a certain hour of night when silence shifts, not just outside you, but inside you. During the day, it's easier to keep busy, to smile, to keep moving. But at night, your soul slows down. The memories return. The old questions. The unspoken longings. And so do the tears. Not loud sobs. Just quiet ones, the kind that fall as you fold the same blanket. Turn off the same light. Pass by the same empty chair. You've become an expert at hiding your sadness in daylight and carrying it in the dark. And no one sees it, no one but me. I see how brave you are for everyone else. And I see how broken you feel when the world isn't watching. And I want you to know, you don't have to hold it alone anymore, because I am not just the God of the sunlight. I am the God of your night. I sit with you in the quiet. I reach for you when you lie awake, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. I hear the breath that shakes just before the tears fall. And I don't walk away. I don't hurry you through the grief. I stay. What if the night wasn't a time to fear, but a sacred invitation? What if it's the hour when the world stops speaking, so you can finally hear my voice again? What if the tears you hide are not signs of weakness, but prayers you didn't know you were saying? So let me ask you now, what would happen if, instead of pushing it all down, you let it rise, not as pain alone, but as presence? As a place where we meet tonight, when the house grows still again. Don't rush to numb the silence. Instead, light one candle. Just one. Sit in its glow, even for a few minutes. And if the tears come, let them. You don't have to explain them to me. You don't have to apologize. Just whisper, Lord, I'm here. And this hurts. And let me say back, I know. And I'm here too, because you don't have to be strong for me. You just have to be real. And in that raw, quiet honesty, healing begins. My beloved child, silence can feel like abandonment, especially when it follows a life once filled with voices, laughter, footsteps, and the chaos of togetherness. You used to long for quiet, just a little of it. Now, sometimes, it feels like too much. There are days when you find yourself talking just to break the stillness. Days when the quiet wraps around you not like peace, but like absence. And yet, even in that absence, something in your soul begins to wonder, is there more in this silence than just emptiness? Because the truth is, the silence isn't as empty as it seems. It's full of the presence you've forgotten how to feel. Not the presence of those you miss, but mine. I haven't left. I haven't stepped away. I haven't grown distant. I've simply been waiting, quietly, patiently, for you to turn not just toward the memories, but toward me. Because while you're staring at old photographs, I'm already in the room. While you're wiping a tear, I'm already reaching for your heart. I don't fill the room with noise. I don't compete for your attention. I fill it with presence. With the kind of nearness that doesn't demand, doesn't distract, doesn't rush. I wait, not because I'm far, but because I'm close. And I want to be invited in. What if the silence isn't where they left you, but where I've been calling you back? What if the quiet is holy ground, not a punishment, but a place of restoration? Not a sign that something is gone, but that something deeper is being made ready. So let me ask you this, have you been trying to escape the quiet, when I've been trying to meet you inside it? Have you filled the space with memory and grief, and left no room for comfort and peace? Today, I invite you to treat the silence differently. Don't fear it. Don't rush to fill it. Instead, when you feel it settle over the room like a heavy blanket, Take a deep breath and whisper, Lord. If you're here, I'm listening. Then close your eyes and let me speak, not always with words, but with stillness that comforts, with peace that softens, with love that holds without saying a thing. The world may have gone quiet around you, but heaven is not silent. I am still here. I am still near. And I am still speaking, not to the noise, but to you, and child. When you learn to listen in the silence, you'll find that I've been listening to you all along. My beloved child, those pictures still make you smile, not just because of what they show, but because of what they make you feel. The warmth, the noise, the life that once filled every corner of your home. They are not just images. They are living pieces of your soul. But too often, after the smile fades, the ache returns. Because the people in those photos are far now, in miles, in time, or in eternity. And you find yourself wondering, what do I do with all this love? Now that it has nowhere to go, you straighten the frame. You dust the shelf. You pause and hold your gaze on that one picture longer than the rest, the one that takes your breath away a little. And for a moment, it's as if you're back there, in that room, on that day. But then the memory fades, and you're here again, holding the weight of joy and sorrow in the same hand. But child, what if your memories aren't meant to haunt you, but to lead you? What if every smile you see in those photos is a doorway, not just to the past, but to communion with me? I was there, you know, in every laugh, in every embrace, in the birthdays and the ordinary afternoons. And I am here now, still listening when you whisper, I miss that. So bring those memories to me, not as pain, but as prayer, not as a wound, but as worship. Let each image become a conversation. Tell me about that day. What you loved, what you lost, what you carry still. Say their names. Recall their laughter. Describe the room. I'm not in a hurry, I have time for every detail. If it mattered to you, it matters to me. Let me ask you something now. Gently, have you been sitting with the past alone, thinking it belonged to you and no one else? What if it was always meant to be shared again, not with those who left, but with the one who stayed today? Take one photo, just one. Hold it. Look at it long enough for it to breathe again. Then, speak aloud, Lord. Let this become a prayer. And begin. Let your words wander. Let your heart open. You don't need poetic language, just truth. And as you speak, let my spirit meet you in the remembering. Let my presence wrap around your longing and carry it into peace. Because the story didn't end when the picture was taken. It didn't end when the people moved on. And it doesn't end with you sitting here today. I'm still here. I'm still writing. And these memories, they're becoming holy ground. My beloved child, the photos on your wall are still, but you are not. They hold captured moments, beautiful, irreplaceable, yet frozen in time. And while your heart treasures them, sometimes it wonders, has the story already been told? Was that the best part? Is everything after this just quiet and waiting? You walk through the house, past frame after frame. They make you smile, sometimes even laugh out loud. But when you turn the corner, when the room empties again, something deep inside you whispers, "That was then. But what about now?" And it's a question soaked in sorrow, not because you don't cherish what was, but because you're not sure where you belong now. But child, your story isn't finished. The pictures may be paused, but I am not. I am still moving, still speaking, still leading. I haven't stepped out of the frame. In fact, I've been in every part of your life, not just the moments that got captured, but the ones that didn't. The quiet meals, the silent tears, the unnoticed kindnesses, the courage to wake up and keep going when no one else sees. I'm not just in your memories, I'm in your now. And I'm in your next. What if the silence is not an afterthought, but the prelude to something sacred I'm about to do in you? What if you're not winding down, but being prepared, slowly and tenderly, for the most meaningful chapter yet? So let me ask you, with love and with confidence, are you willing to believe that I'm still writing, even when the pen moves slow? Are you willing to open your heart not just to remembering, but to receiving again? You are not just someone who once loved well. You are someone I still want to love deeply, speak to daily, and move through gently in this very season. Today, look at one of those pictures. Then look in the mirror. Let them both be sacred. Say this out loud: my story didn't end with that photo. God is still here. God is still writing. Let those words find their way past your mind and into your spirit. Let them remind you, you are still alive. Not by accident, but by assignment. And tomorrow, when the house is quiet again and the photos keep smiling in stillness, remember, so do I, and my smile is not frozen in time. It is fixed on you. Today. With love that has no end. So come, child. Let's keep walking. You're not alone in this room, you never were.